It's getting properly hot now out here, fearsomely so. I don't know if you can see the temperature there, look, on the gauge, 37 it's saying now, and I think that's hot in anyone's language. We've got to drink this in, because I don't think I shall be seeing 37 again this year anyway. Certainly not in Blighty, that's for sure. Another little observation here, check out those pylons. They're exactly the same as the sort we'd have in the UK, and that's one of those things, one of those odd things that to me often lets me know I'm in a foreign country, is that the pylons are usually a different shape, and I thought the sort we had in the UK were very specific to the UK, but it turns out Slovakian ones exactly the same. So there you go, every day's a school day. Just came past a fuel station back then when the camera wasn't running, and just reminded me that the fuel prices here are quite good actually. It's about €136 a litre. And at home at the moment it's about, I don't know, 136, 139 a litre in pounds, which are worth a little bit more than the euro, or certainly they are at the time I'm recording this. By the time you see it, we may have Brexited. So yeah, fuel pricing here, not too bad at all. In case you're thinking of maybe doing a bit of a European tour, maybe riding your own bike up, which is eminently doable. Instead of turning right and going into Italy once you're through the Alps, straight on a bit, then turn right and do Slovenia while you're at it. You won't be disappointed, I can guarantee you, just based on what I've seen today. It really is a beautiful country. So I was talking to Peter, who I sometimes call David, back at the ice cream stop, and he was saying this part of Slovenia, when he comes out on for a ride with his mates, because it's a bit flatter here, this is a bit they usually turn around and go back, hence they never make it to Patui, or Patuj, and so it's quite amusing, because Momo and Pete were talking about the number of times they've been there. It turns out Martin's been there more than they have. Hilarious, an Englishman showing them around the local town, like it. And when he says it's flat around here, I mean, yeah, there is a sort of a plain here, but as you may be able to see with the GoPro, it is surrounded by hills and mountains, so it's not flat in English terms. It's certainly not like Lincolnshire or Norfolk in any way, shape or form. Not that I have anything against Norfolk or Lincolnshire. In fact, these rivers remind me of the sort of waterways you get in Holland a little bit. Maybe the water's a little bit bluer here. So this is now the edges of Maribor, which is apparently the second largest city in Slovenia, after Ljubljana, the capital. It's only a short ride up from Patui to here, about 20 minutes or so, something like that. Across the flatlands, so called. And now I think we're going to be winding our way up again into the hills to find this ski resort, which somehow I think at these temperatures ain't going to have a lot of snow this time of year. So the outskirts of Maribor here is a little bit more like, I guess, I imagined Slovenia would be. Some of these buildings have obviously been here for a while. Maybe from the times when it was back in its socialist past, I'm guessing. But still, as I keep saying, it's just so everything's so clean and tidy and well organised here. It's a real treat to visit. So I think this must be the little ski town that Martin was referring to. Suddenly I can't remember, or indeed probably pronounce the name of the place. Sorry. But up ahead I can see a ski slope, and I can see a chairlift up to the right, and up to the left there you can see what a ski slope looks like in the summer with no snow on it. Just wrong, really. But that's where we're heading, and we're going to head up the lift, I think, so that should be fun. So here we are at the ski resort. This is called Panigale, I think is how you pronounce it, and this is the run. And there you can see down the left a little toboggan run that Martin seems very keen to do, so I feel I can't let the side down but to give it a go. Seems to have worked. Just something wrong about doing this when there's no snow about. It's the two of us. Right, you're in charge of the bar then, okay? Yeah, I think we can. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Oh, ow, yeah. Well, if my hand wasn't trapped. There we go. We're there.
Oh, you put your feet
well,
in
we're
it
alive.
yeah.
Isn't that good? Excellent.
This is.
You say that like you've never been on here before.
I haven't. This is my first time.
You've done this before, haven't you?
No.
Have you not?
No.
You don't know what you're in for, do you? That thing's hair-raising, mate. Look at it.
I don't know whether it's death or glory.
Well, we'll find out in about 3 minutes. Ah! It's just wrong being on a ski lift when there's no snow about. So apparently this is a World Cup run, so they were saying. So
yes.
Yeah, look at that.
I think the bigger ski resorts are in the Julian Alps.
Right, okay.
In the north.
Yeah, Dave, sometimes
North
Pete
west.
was saying that it stretches about 100 miles, this mountain range, which is incredible. And like flat along the top in like a messer.
We seem to have slowed it down.
Yeah, well, we didn't say we. Check out that view behind us, ski fans.
The finishing line.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not cool. It's always the opposite of cool, isn't it, at the moment? Bloody hot. My bike said 37 degrees when we set off from Bidi.
Do?
Yeah. What was yours saying? Did you read?
Mine said 29 at Pachu.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, we'll take the average in. 34, we'll say. Due to gravitational advantage, Martin is going first on the device. First of all, they've got to find a seatbelt quite big enough.
There you go. You didn't have to get an extension.
Look at that. You pay good money for that sort of thing elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, enjoy.
When you push like this, you go.
Okay.
Back is brake.
Okay.
Okay. No stopping on the track. You can go slowly, but not stop. Okay. Only down and finish. When you come down, you must brake and stop alone. It's not automatic.
Okay.
You can go push.
Waiting for the green light. Oh, we're off. Okay.
And keep distance, okay?
See you. Bye.
40 meters.
Rightio. Okay, to start with, I think it's just test the braking situation. Okay, they're not the sharpest of brakes. I'm thinking not Brembos. Okay, here we go then. Whoa, suspension's not as good as it could be. Saying to brake there. Okay, oh my God, crikey. Oh, there's quite a bit of, oh, okay, all right, okay, now we're talking. Oh yes, oh yes, oh no, oh, it's quite frightening really, oh. Oh. No brakes, no brakes. Fun way to spend your Saturday, eh? Brake! Oh, it's through the trees bit. It's through the trees. Okay. We've got a clear run now. Clear run. Braking section. Holy cow! Another braking section. Oh, that's... I survived. Excellent. So was it no brakes all the way down like me?
No.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
It was the bits where it said brake, I thought maybe I should brake there. They were quite steep, weren't they? Great fun.
Some parts are terrible, huh?
Here he comes.
Here's Dave.
He's way up there, isn't he? Must have had a slow start.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for it now.
He's having a go, yeah, he is.
Oh, he's going for it now. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that landing.
Yes.
Very stylish at the end there, very good. Well, that was proper good fun, something a bit different. Oh. Right, let's get a bit of airflow going. Man, it is hot. I'm not complaining, honestly. Oh, a bit of airflow through the helmet, that's what we need. Right, next stop, Austria. So this little lake at the bottom of the ski lift here is what they use to replenish the snowmaking machines in the winter for that ski run, which makes a lot of sense. Right, we're off again. So now we're weaving our way from the ski resort up into the mountains and some more sort of alpine routes and into Austria. And apparently this particular border there aren't any checks, so you can just ride in, don't even need your passport, which is excellent because mine's in the top box, not available. It's interesting because yesterday when we came from the airport in Zagreb, so we crossed from Croatia into Slovenia, the border crossing was quite something. It took us ages, about 20-25 minutes to get across. Masses of barbed wire. Apparently it's all a fairly recent thing in the last year in an attempt to stop refugees coming up from the Mediterranean and crossing through these various countries on their way, I assume, to Germany and places like that. So it's had the effect of actually making the border crossing, even though it's all within the EU, really quite difficult. Of course, it's all made a bit of a mockery of when you can just go straight from Slovenia into Austria with no checks. So what's that all about? I don't know. Sounds a bit inconsistent. Anyway, let's go and see what this section's like. Another hour and a quarter or so until we have an Austrian lunch. How good is that? Okay, so we're out of Maribor now and on the main road out, heading towards the Austrian Alps. Nice bit of airflow to keep this 32 degrees centigrade that it is out there now slightly at bay. Still looking forward to my lunch, although mostly I'm looking forward to some liquids. I was a bit daft because I knew it was going to be warm today, but I didn't actually bring a bottle of water in my top box, so I had to just scrounge some drink off of Pete / Dave. He's actually called Pete. Enough just to tie me over. Look at that up on that hill there on the right, I don't know if you can see, there's like a vineyard, really steep one up there. And another amazing church. I love it with Europe that you've got all these different cultures within such a short distance. You know, I was on the aeroplane from London Heathrow for 2 hours to get here, and it's a completely different world out here to what it's like in London at the moment. In all respects, landscape, culture, weather. And that's just a 2-hour flight away. As ever, I had the camera off as a cracking view went past. Just now we came on our left, there's a big lake, or reservoir probably, with a big dam at one end. It's got lovely blue clear waters in it, and I missed it, but it's just off to our left. Believe me, it was cracking. I'm not sure we're going to get another view of it, unfortunately. Nah, oh well, you'll have to imagine that. I think that dam / lake arrangement was longer than I thought, because it's still going on here. Look, you can still see it to my left. Oh, how inviting does that look? Very inviting indeed is the answer. Oh, this really is a tonic for the troops out here today. A lovely, lovely ride. Reminds me a little bit of my trip to the Arctic Circle last year, actually. That was similarly spectacular scenery. This is kind of a bit like that, but much cheaper. Another hidden gem, I think, Slovenia. Come on down, bring your bikes. Or, of course, give Martin and Joy a call at CM Tours, Slovenia. Website below. Come pay them a visit. Do some riding with them on their bikes. And have a tour as well. Just like I'm doing here today. Thoroughly recommended. It's these beautiful places which would be, or that would be absolutely brilliant with my drone, and especially over that lake and in these mountains and so on. But I did check the details for dronage in Slovenia before I came out, and although you can fly drones here, you have to actually apply to a particular authority to be able to do it, and you have to have a receipt back from them saying that you've got their permission. You basically have to declare that you know what you're doing, and then they write back and say, yeah, we acknowledge your declaration. Well, by the time I worked that out, I only had a few days to go before I came here, so I didn't get a chance to get that acknowledgement. So sadly, my drone once again had to stay behind, which is such a shame, because you could really get some great shots around here. But I often have people ask me, you know, why aren't we seeing shots off your drone, which I bought last year? Has it gone wrong again? Well, no, it hasn't gone wrong. We're desperate to use it. It's just that when you come out to some of these European countries, they do have specific local laws that prohibit you from flying them. And I don't want to fall foul of any of those. So for the time being, it's just flying in Blighty when I can find something worth flying above. There we go, another church with another amazing spire, stroke, steeple, tower type thing. I wonder if they'll change significantly when we get into Austria, or whether it will just be a sort of gradual change. Okay, things starting to take a distinctly Alpine twist now, as we start to get into the foothills of the Alps again. Musicefala looks like some sort of, well, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, hydroelectric power plant or something up here, perhaps? It's that sort of terrain, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Yeah, and a massive dam there, look at the end. And a huge lake feeding it. Very impressive. And a big turbine there. Free power for everyone. How absolutely glorious is this now? Beautiful sweeping road. To my left we've got another amazing lake with some incredible reflections. And just forested mountains everywhere. Opened up my jacket a bit so I got some airflow. Absolutely cracking. This is what motorcycling is all about, isn't it? Brilliant. I'm assuming these white lines mean you can't technically overtake on these roads, but Martin's taken the odd one when he can see it's clear, so I will have a crack when I've got a good view, like now. What an amazing ride this is. I was always tempted to let out a little yeehaw then, but that would be very American, wouldn't it? Oh yes, this is what I want. In fact, I'm now wondering if that lake with the dam on it that I saw some miles back, in fact, is part of the river, because it seems to have gone on for miles. And I've seen another dam here. I think it's actually the river snaking through here, and the road is following the line of the river. It makes for some beautiful riding, a real picturesque little village here. Osbolt, with another of my church collection. Straight up spire that time. Bit of a ravine down there. Liking this very much. I've been to plenty of Alpine spots, I'm lucky enough to say, in my time, but I don't recall one being quite so green as this and verdant. Just amazing the amount of trees and general foliage around. Lovely, lovely spot. So we're out of the verdant ravine now. There's just been passing a few bikers through here, and I'm glad to say that the old European wave is alive and well in Slovenia. Pretty much everybody I've given the old wave at has waved back, or they started it. It's all good. The biking brotherhood is alive and strong in Slovenia. So anyone got any ideas what these crops are on my left? They're sort of like a cross between a vineyard and a banana plantation. They look like vines, but they're hanging off of these overhead strung wires. Maybe they're a particular kind of grape, I don't know, or maybe they're not a grape at all, but not sure what they are at all. And once again, up here, Lidl and Aldi fans, got a Hoffer, which I've worked out is actually Aldi, and a Lidl on the left. Why do these things often come in pairs? I don't know. And why do I get so excited about seeing them? These are some of the enigmas I ponder when I'm on a bike tour. Ah, a sign for Austria, which I'm betting possibly means Austria. Here we come.